Barakatuh. Advice number 8. On the 9th day of Ramadan. And today's advice is just a piece of advice I shared with my sons after we came from Salatul Dhuhr a little while ago. I thought it's worth, as they were enlightened by it, I thought it's worth sharing with the viewers, followers, regarding the Sunnah prayers after the Fard. Yes, it's true, we are only obliged to pray the Fard, the compulsory 5 times daily prayer. But the Sunnah after it, most of the prayers, with the exception of Fajr and Asr, most of the prayers have recommended voluntary prayers to be done after the obligatory prayers. And I think many of us, if not most of us, tend to neglect it. We know the hadith about one who does so many sunnah prayers in a day, a place will be built in paradise for them, or rewards hereafter, etc. If you do all, before, after, etc., etc. But if we just focus on establishing the sunnahs afterwards, understanding what is the reason behind it. Why were these recommended? Why were these added? Why not just stay with the obligatory fard prayers, formal prayers? Reason being, actually, that the formal prayer that we make is never perfect. We will not earn 100% reward. We lose concentration, get distracted, we forget what we're saying. Whatever the prayer, that connection with Allah may only be in certain parts of it because of our lack of concentration. Whether it's shaitan coming into our heads, ideas whispered into our ears, thoughts left over from times before the prayer, things we were engaged in, we were doing. Regardless, the point is that we don't get the full reward. There are weaknesses, deficiencies. And the Prophet ﷺ had said some people pray and only 50% of that prayer is recorded for them. Some people only 20%. Some people 0. So we have this whole range. How many of us can say, okay, we got 100%? We're hard pressed to say that. So the value now of the sunnah done afterwards is that it makes up for the weaknesses in the fard. The voluntary prayers, done properly, obviously, not just done haphazardly, done properly, can make up for weaknesses in the obligatory prayers. So this is the essential benefit that comes from it, because when our deeds are being weighed and assessed on the Day of Judgment, and the deeds start with our prayers, after looking at the obligatory prayers, assessing them, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge our voluntary prayers done afterwards as a means of making up for fixing, completing our compulsory prayers. So this is the main benefit, the main role. And because of that, we should be as careful as we can be about doing those regularly to establish them. We want to try to increase our good deeds in this month, then we take something like this. It's not very big. It's just after every compulsory prayer of Dhuhr, Maghrib, and Isha, do 2 extra rak'at, as recommended by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Try to establish that. And if we are consistent with it, it becomes our regular habit. After that, then we can add on it. We look at those sunnahs before. We try to build our body of good deeds, bit by bit, brick by brick, inshallah. So those were the thoughts that came to me after Salat today, and hopefully they will provide some kind of encouragement for the viewers to do likewise. If you're already doing it, then now you know what's behind it. So just make sure you're doing it properly. Because for some people, it's already established. For them, it's almost like fard. But they do it so ritualistically, it doesn't serve the purpose it was intended to serve. So, inshallah, may Allah accept our prayers in this month and outside of this month, along with our fasts and our other good deeds. And may He keep us on the straight path until we leave this world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.